Hey, Eric here, your daily source for bold and beautiful spoilers, recaps, and news. Let's dive in.
Welcome back, B and B family. It is an absolutely gorgeous day to dive into some piping hot soap opera tea. If you thought the drama in Los Angeles was hitting its peak with corporate takeovers and secret flight hijackings, you better buckle up tight. We have an absolute jaw-dropper of a storyline to discuss today that is going to shake the very foundations of the Forrester, Logan, and Spencer families. Let's get right into it. Are you kidding me right now? The summer spoilers have just dropped a massive, earth-shattering bombshell, and I am still shaking just thinking about it. We are looking at a catastrophic, life-threatening medical emergency that will change the landscape of times, the bold and the beautiful times forever. According to the latest jaw-dropping developments, Will Spencer and Melissa Dillon are going to be involved in a horrific, blood-curdling motorcycle accident. Yes, you heard that right. Will is going to wipe out on his motorcycle in a devastating crash, and Dillon is going to be riding right there on the back with him. Both of them are going to be rushed to the emergency room, fighting for their very lives in critical condition. This isn't just a minor fender bender, folks. This is gearing up to be the massive medical storyline of the summer, and the ripple effects are going to be absolutely nuclear. Let's be real for a second and break down exactly how we got to this terrifying moment. Will Spencer is currently a broken man. His heart has been completely shattered into a million pieces by Electra Forrester. Electra dumped him, coldly told him they are never getting back together, and essentially pushed him right over the emotional edge. Will is a Spencer, yes, but he has always possessed a deeply sensitive, vulnerable core inherited from his mother, Katie. When Will is hurting, he acts out. We've seen his aggressive outbursts lately, and jumping on a high-speed motorcycle is the ultimate reckless escape for a young man trying to outrun his own agonizing heartbreak. He is using the adrenaline, the danger, and the roar of that engine to numb the pain of losing Electra. And who is clinging to him for dear life on the back of that bike? Dillon. Dillon, who has been aggressively inserting herself into his life, playing the role of the sweet, supportive shoulder to cry on while secretly harboring incredibly dark, manipulative motives. But here's the kicker, and this is where my theory brain is going into overdrive. How does this crash actually happen? Is it just a tragic accident, or is there foul play involved? We have to look at the simmering, toxic feud between Will and R.J. Forrester. R.J. has been acting like an entitled, spoiled brat lately, aggressively pushing Electra to be the face of his new youth line and completely disregarding anyone else's feelings. We know R.J. and Will have already gotten into physical altercations. What if R.J., fueled by a toxic cocktail of jealousy, corporate pressure, and pure Forrester arrogance, gets into his car and chases Will down? Imagine a high-speed, road rage pursuit through the winding cliffside roads of Los Angeles. R.J. tailgating Will, trying to force him to pull over to finish their fight, resulting in Will losing control of the motorcycle and sending both him and Dillon flying over the asphalt. If R.J. is responsible for this crash, he is looking at vehicular manslaughter charges, and the Forrester family will be plunged into an inescapable legal and moral nightmare. I honestly think R.J. has this darkness in him, inherited from the ruthless Massimo Marone bloodline. Now, let's talk about the poetic justice and the deep historical parallels here, because longtime viewers know that Times, the bold and the beautiful Times, loves to repeat history. Does anyone else remember the summer of 2020? Steffi Forrester was riding her motorcycle when she was violently struck by a car driven by none other than Dollar Bill Spencer. That horrific accident led to Steffi's agonizing painkiller addiction, her stint in rehab, and ultimately the introduction of Dr. John Finnegan into her life. The irony here is absolutely staggering. Bill Spencer nearly killed Ridge's daughter on a motorcycle, and now Bill's own son is the one fighting for his life after a motorcycle crash. The generational trauma is coming full circle in the most twisted way imaginable. Could this horrific accident lead to a dark addiction storyline for Will? If he survives, the physical rehabilitation will be grueling. Will might find himself going down the exact same dark, pill-popping path that Steffi did, relying on opioids to numb both his shattered bones and his shattered heart. And we absolutely have to discuss Dylan's role in all of this. I have zero sympathy for Dylan right now. This girl is a master manipulator, a grifter, and a shameless gold digger. She lied to the woman who raised her about being homeless just so she could infiltrate Will's life. We literally just saw her researching Spencer mansions and luxury yachts online. She is clinging to Will because she wants a permanent ticket to the billionaire lifestyle. But climbing onto the back of that motorcycle might be the biggest, most fatal mistake of her entire manipulative career. Is this the universe serving up some brutal, instantaneous karma? Dylan wanted the fast, dangerous, luxurious life of a Spencer, and now she is going to pay the ultimate price for her greed. But her being in a coma introduces a massive, ticking time bomb into the narrative. Why is Dylan being in a coma so explosive? Because of Katie Logan and the impending arrival of Darcy. Katie is an absolute powerhouse of a mother, and she already despises Dylan. Katie's maternal instincts are screaming at her that Dylan is a fraud, and she has already launched a private investigation into Dylan's mysterious past. Imagine Katie getting that soul-crushing phone call that her precious son is in the ICU. Katie, who has survived 2 heart transplants and has spent half her life terrified of hospital monitors, is going to completely lose her mind. She will storm into that hospital, and she will 100% blame Dylan for distracting Will, for being on that bike, and for dragging her son into this mess. But you won't believe what happens next. Right as Dylan is lying unconscious, hooked up to a ventilator, her mother Darcy is scheduled to arrive in Los Angeles. Darcy is coming to town to reclaim the powerful man from her past. The rumors are screaming that Dylan is actually Ridge Forrester's secret biological daughter. Imagine the sheer, unadulterated chaos in that hospital waiting room. You have Bill and Katie weeping over Will. You have Ridge and Brooke there, perhaps supporting R.J. if he was involved in the crash. And suddenly, Darcy kicks open the double doors of the ICU, locks eyes with Ridge, and screams, "Ridge, you have to save our daughter!" Boom! The paternity bomb detonates right in the middle of a life-or-death medical crisis. If Dylan is revealed to be Ridge's daughter while she is fighting for her life, the dynamics of this entire show will fracture permanently. Ridge will be forced to look at this broken, bleeding girl and realize she is his own flesh and blood. All the vitriol he spewed about Will dating Electra will come back to bite him, because his own secret daughter was desperately trying to seduce a Spencer. And what about Dollar Bill? If Bill finds out that R.J. Forrester caused the crash that nearly killed his son, and that the girl on the back of the bike is Ridge's illegitimate spawn, Bill will unleash a level of hellfire that Los Angeles has never seen. Bill will use his billions, his media empire, and his ruthless cunning to completely obliterate Forrester Creations. He will want R.J. behind bars, and he will mock Ridge mercilessly for his hypocrisy. The Spencer versus Forrester war will escalate from corporate espionage to a literal blood feud. We also cannot ignore the massive psychological toll this will take on Electra. Electra is going to be drowning in an ocean of guilt. She just brutally dumped Will. She just physically slapped Dylan across the face after finding out they spent the night together. Her last words to them were filled with venom and disgust. And now, they might both die. Electra is going to break down completely. She will pace the hospital corridors, sobbing, realizing that her stubbornness and her allegiance to the Forrester name might have cost Will his life. This tragedy will force Electra to look deep into her own soul. Will she realize that she still deeply, madly loves Will? Or will R.J. use this vulnerable, traumatic moment to manipulate her further into his arms, playing the supportive hero while secretly hiding his own guilt if he caused the crash? This medical storyline offers so many incredible soap opera tropes. If Dylan survives, what if she wakes up with severe amnesia? What if the brain trauma completely wipes away her gold-digging memories and she wakes up as a genuinely good person who truly loves Will without the greed? Or worse, what if she fakes the amnesia to avoid Katie's wrath and to secure her newfound status as a Forrester heiress once Ridge claims her? The hospital setting is the absolute perfect pressure cooker for all these explosive secrets to finally burst into the light. Lives are hanging by a literal thread, the monitors are flatlining, and the legacy families of Los Angeles are about to collide in a spectacular, tragic fashion. I cannot wait to see how this horrific crash changes the trajectory of every single character involved.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.